Hello, everyone. Today, for those interested, I would like to explain very quickly MBTI because MBTI is a way to define a bit more profoundly your personality. Um, it's no science, so because myself, I'm not very spiritual or I don't believe in, I'm quite skeptical for a lot of stuff. But when I learned about MBTI, it was just through a friend who asked me, "Do you know MBTI and do you know your type?" I was like, "No, never heard of it, don't know." So I took a quick test online. You can do that. There are tests online that are free and you can just, it takes like 10 minutes and you get your type. I did that. And for me, it was really like quite eye-opening. Um, So I'm not saying this is wow, this is it, but it can be quite helpful. MBTI categorizes people into 16 personalities. There are 16 personalities, and actually there are four types, and every time you get to choose between two options. So there are four categories, two options, and you choose. It's not that simple, but I'm trying to make it sound simple because in general it's easier for people when it's simple and you don't have to go too far. And actually, for example, for myself, I'm an ENFP. Okay, so very simply, you get to choose between E and I. So there are four stuff. First thing is E or I. E is extroverted and I is introverted. So you're either an extrovert or an introvert. It's not that simple. It doesn't mean if you're someone that keeps to yourself or that doesn't mean that you're an introvert. It could also mean that you're an extrovert, that you're very easygoing with people, that you like to be around people, but that you don't really talk about what's really going on inside of you. So it's not that simple. I'm not saying that, but that's EI. So extrovert, introvert. And then the second thing is you're either a sensor or an intuitive. An intuitive is someone who follows their gut. You just sort of go with what you feel. A sensor, so it's, you have EI, extrovert, introvert, you have S or N, sensor, intuitive. And so intuitive, which is me, for example, is someone who will I will always follow my gut. I feel stuff and I will go with that. A sensor is someone who will more like see stuff, hear stuff, and go with that. See stuff, hear stuff, and that's their stuff. And then there's T and F. T is for thinker and F is for feeler. So a thinker will be very rational, very like, okay, this is rationally what it is, so that's what I'll go with. And a feeler will be more like, well, maybe I will think that, but I feel otherwise, so I'll go, that's F. That's T and F. And then there's P and J. And P is like perceivers, and J is judgers. J's will more be in need of a very clear plan, will like to follow rules, follow what they have in mind, like follow a plan and be very structured and stuff. And a P, the perceiver, will more do it, go with flow. They might put off stuff, even if they know that they have to do it, but they don't really know how, and they're more chaotic. So there's four options. Every time you have two options. So in total, that's 16 options. And that's 16 personalities. That's MBTI. And it's super interesting because it not only do you learn a lot about yourself and how you function, and you understand, oh yeah, okay. So you also understand the difference with your opposite, but it also learns or teaches you a lot about how other people function. And in these 16 personalities, you can start exploring how you function with others. Like, I can just only give examples like I'm ENFP, and I have learned with which other personalities I would like job wise, relationship wise, friendship wise, how it would work or not work, or what would be conflict, or what would be, perfect, or where would, it's so interesting. It is super interesting. So I have tons of books on that, and I love it. I love to read about it. I love to learn about it. I'm part of an MBTI group on Facebook. I'm part of an ENFP group, which I am on Facebook. I have met people who are like me or not at all like me, and it can really teach you stuff, and it can help you in a lot of stuff as well, because you will understand that is why I cannot at all work together with this person, even though I like him or her. But yeah. So if you want to get into that, do it. Or contact me, or, find books about it. It's interesting. It's good, and I am a very big fan of personal development. It's so important. So that's a thing.